So come on, Missouri. So we'll have to keep doing this shit.
Yeah, that's
driving over there.
ridiculous.
So it's on the ballot on this November coming up. So come on, people, get your votes out. Kansas City, they're driving over to Kansas. St. Louis people are driving over to Illinois. Stop giving away our tax money here, baby. Let's get this shit done.
We need to fix some roads and bridges.
Well, yeah, goddamn right, shit. Like, well, or boats too. Like, make sure it don't happen what happened in Baltimore. Man. That's some scary shit. Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this action-packed Springfield Bets and Buds. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back to this edition here, everybody. We're in the March Madness. We got opening day of the Cardinals. It's like a holiday around here in St. Louis. The real holiday be a week from today.
Yeah, that'll be
when we got
next
our home
week.
opener. That's pretty much when the city shuts down. Nobody gets any work done. Everybody's celebrating the Cardinals being back going. Hopefully we survive this monster team the Dodgers are playing today.
It's we got 7-1.
7-1. Oh, yeah, I mean they're a loaded squad. So,
they are, without a doubt.
Between them and Atlanta, I mean they're pretty much a class of division. But the beauty of baseball is I mean all you got to do is get the dance. You never know what can happen. The baseball's a very fluky game. You just got to get down there and see what you can do.
Oh, yeah, and as Cardinals fans, we know all about that.
Yeah, then we got the Blues coming down to the wire. Speaking of Blues, Bobby Blue Line had a little run-in.
I don't know if you can see it or not. I got into a fight today with a dock plate, and I lost.
The Blue Line won. The Blue Line won. So, but you know what? Like, the Blues got a chance here. I mean, they do. They gave them a tough one against Vegas.
They did. Okay, when I talked about it last week, I said they got to win, 4 out of these next 5 games. Well, they won the first 2. They got a point out of the Vegas game, but what it really hurts is, like, you could have been 2 points back. Instead, you're 5 points out. And
Vegas also has an extra game out over the Blues.
No, because they played the very next night.
Oh, okay. So
they both got 10 left. So the way it's got to go right now, they're 6 points back.
Okay.
They're 6 points back. The Blues really, because they would lose the tiebreaker. The way that the wild card tiebreaker works in the NHL, it's regulation wins.
Okay.
So Vegas has got that 30-28 over the Blues right now. So unless, like, the Blues go 9, they really have to go 9-1 down the stretch because they'll have to pick up the extra 7th point.
Yeah.
Because they'll lose that tiebreaker.
Unless the Kings falter too as well.
If Vegas would have to go 5-5 over that same. If the Blues were happen to go 9-1, Vegas goes 5-5, the Blues would make it.
Yeah, but I mean, they also can get the Kings too. The
Kings are too.
Are they too far out? Are they too out of range? I'm not as of like 2 days ago when I logged that. So I'm still in my March Madness mode. I'm asking into March Madness.
The Blues definitely have a chance. They're playing really good hockey right now. They were playing good against Vegas the other night. They had the chance to win the game.
Bennington's playing like shot. Bennington is playing lights fucking out.
He has been a monster.
I mean, he has. I mean, he's earning that contract. So anybody who's upset at what the money they gave to Bennington, I mean, he's definitely earning his money.
It hurts that Sundqvist tore his ACL.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's out for the season. So
Sonny, that's a tough one.
Hopefully we get him back by the start. Let's see. He should. It's usually a 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, modern science.
But I think this is the second time he's torn that same knee. So
yeah, I mean,
he's not a young man anymore.
No, he's not a young man. But modern day science, I mean, they figured out. And hockey players are tough. I mean, those guys, they're soldiers.
And they just signed him to that 2-year contract.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, Sonny will be back. We'll see him in the Blues jersey.
He will be back. Other news in the NHL: Nashville. Like at one point after the All-Star break, we were actually ahead of them by like 4 points. Fast forward to 18 games later, because they're on an 18-game point streak. They've gone 16-0-2. So, I mean, Nashville...
They're in playoff hockey mode.
Nashville just blew by us.
Yeah, they're in playoff hockey mode.
Like, they're on an epic run right now. Yeah. Ryan O'Reilly getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, that's what O'Reilly does. That's why guys pick up guys like O'Reilly, because they're leaders. They got us a cup.
Another thing about the Blues is they have a negative goal differential, and you're not a playoff team if you have a negative
if you have a negative goal differential, even if you get in the playoffs, I mean, what are you going to do at some point? I mean, you're going to run out of luck at some point. I mean, that's how it goes.
They have a chance. They need a little luck. Go on a run. Get some help.
All right. So right now we got March Madness action too as well.
We do.
Speaking of March Madness, another smoking token hot parlay came through for me, baby, after a little rough run in the Super Bowl. I had one of the big hits that hit for me last week. I had Oakland upsetting Kentucky. I had NC State winning their game. I had Clemson winning their game. Those 3 teams would parlay together for a 45-58 plus odds. $50 payout paid me $23.29.
I love
that was
it.
a sweet one. A lot of people asked me, why did you pick Oakland over Kentucky? I said, well, I don't watch a lot of college basketball. I don't pay attention to a lot of college basketball, but I did start to watch some of the conference tournaments. This is what I noticed with that matchup and why I figured it was a good upset with Oakland and Kentucky. Because if that game hadn't happened, none of the other
stuff happened.
And so the reason why that worked for me was because I saw Oakland had two guys on the team that were like 23 years old. Another guy that was 24. I think the dude who hit the 10 out of 23s was like 24 years old.
Oh, so a much older experience.
Much older experience team. Plus, none of those guys are going to be going to the NBA.
Right.
Kentucky had 3 freshmen on the team. Kentucky's like 1-4 in their last 5 or last 4 years in March Madness.
Yeah, no, and they just re-upped they're going to keep
Calipari. I mean, they got to. I mean, he's the only other person besides Rick Pitino that's even been able to handle that job. Kentucky's a tough job as far as basketball.
Without a doubt.
I mean, you got the history of that college basketball organization. I mean, that's just a tough job they handle. Really is.
Well, it's the same thing with Georgetown. Nobody's been able to do Georgetown
since John Thompson. Even John Thompson Jr. tried. I mean, like Patrick Ewing tried. Yeah, I mean, it's
nobody can get it done.
It's tough. Plus, basketball, the landscape is so different
it's
now.
Changed. It definitely has.
That's why the girls' game was kind of really started somewhat catch up and almost surpass the boys' game. If they said. I said, lower the rim, like 4 inches. Let them girls dunk.
Let them
girls dunk.
It would be a different game.
Yeah, it'd be a different game. So we got a loaded slate of March Madness starting tonight, actually. So we got, I got a couple parlays I'm going to throw out there before we kind of keep moving on to the sport that we all know and love, the football, and what we really like to root for. All right, so I got money line bets here. I got a 7-legger. Now the reason why I put this on here, I went over to Illinois. Looked to go place this bet. I was going to place this bet anyway, but then I looked up and I saw I had a $25 free bonus bet. And I was like, sweet. This is exactly so. I educate you guys a little bit on how to work this really, where you don't really break the bank and end up emptying out your bank account. So you use those bonus bets for some of those really, really, really long odds.
Yep.
Because you never know. Like there's no loss to it. So it
doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost you anything. You don't lose anything. It just is what it is. And if it hits, free money, baby, free money. So I got Clemson on the money line. UConn on the money line, Alabama and Marquette on the money line, Purdue on the money line, Duke and Tennessee on the money line. Money line means they just have to win outright, no point spread whatsoever.
Right.
Those 7 teams all come up with a win. I was at plus 84.92.
Okay.
$25 bet wins you 21.23. So you can't beat that.
No.
You can't beat that. So that's kind of where I was looking at on that range for that game there. So then I had to kind of switch it up a little bit because you hate the hedge.
Was there any long shots in there?
There was several long shots that were in there, but you know what? If you look at this, is like one of the first tournaments in the last couple of years with all the 1 seeds and 2 seeds.
There's really no Cinderella story.
Yeah, there's not really any Cinderella stories in this tournament here. The only one that could possibly even slide in, which I use the word Cinderella lightly with them, would be Creighton, because Creighton was actually a 3 seed.
Yeah, they're 3 seed.
Yeah, they were a 3 seed, but I mean, as far as being a mid-major,
right?
Being a mid-major school, but I mean, they were still a 3 seed. So then I threw so I had a Final Four future there because those are really good payouts on that one. Final Four future that I threw out there. Now, I threw this one out there because like I said I hate to lose. I have to have all my bets kind of like lined up together where if one team loses, then all my bets are blown up. So I try to space it out a little bit. So I had Arizona ends up winning this game against Clemson. UConn, because I just don't see UConn losing.
No.
Tennessee beating Creighton. And then Duke was over. Who was Duke playing? I don't have it on top of my head.
Oh,
but Duke winning their game. Oh, I think Houston. I think Houston. Yeah, it was Houston.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was
Houston.
Houston.
Going up against Houston, huh?
I believe so. I believe it was Duke versus Houston. I'm almost positive it was Duke versus Houston. So, but if those Final Four teams hit, then a $75 bet wins you $31.53 at plus 41.03 odds.
Okay.
So 75. So that's a good pop right there. If just for those teams to all make the Final Four, that's all that's happened there. I say all that has happened, but I mean that's a lot of shit that has to go on. All right, then next I've got. This is another money line bet. These last 2 are money line bets. So Alabama beats North Carolina, UConn beats San Diego State, Creighton beats Tennessee, and then Houston I think was that's what I'm pretty sure it was Houston over Duke.
Okay.
So Houston over Duke. So that game right there is plus 7. Those 4 winning is plus 79.49. $50 bet was your $4,024.
So you basically just switched Tennessee, Creighton, Houston.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I pretty much said that because again.
So you hedged your bet.
Again, especially when it's not a sport that I follow a lot, have a whole lot of knowledge of, so I try to hedge my bets where I got something to root for. Because for me, I look at it like this: I'm never trying to like change my tax bracket when I'm gambling at all. So for me, if I'm going to go through and throw some bets out there, I want to make sure I got entertainment through the whole weekend of me going through throwing these bets out there. So then my last one that I had here, and then before we move on, would be UConn winning NC State winning, Duke winning, and I threw Creighton in there to win too as well. That was plus 1992. So that's the lowest odds I have out of all of them. That $75 bet was you 15.69.
All right.
15.69. So that covers my March Madness. I'm embracing the madness again, baby.
Well, I lost 2 teams last week. I lost Baylor and Kansas out of my Final Four. So switching it up. I'm still going with UConn to win the whole thing. Still got Houston in there, but I like Tennessee to come out of their region now. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go, this will be the only Cinderella story that will happen if it does. It's Clemson as a 6th seed.
I thought about putting them in that Final Four, but so Clemson's the one that won me that parlay, and that was so sweet watching that game.
And they played good basketball.
Yeah, they do. They're playing good defensive basketball right now. When they played New Mexico, that was just here's the other thing I'll tell you as far as a little bit of gambling advice. So the reason why I picked that game, Clemson over New Mexico, is because all the experts, almost every single one was saying that was going to be the upset to watch for. It was New Mexico over Clemson. Anytime I hear that shit and then the public starts going on it, I'm going the opposite. I'm almost every single time going to go the opposite because as history as I've watched sports, being a big sports fan, it's just gone that way more times than not.
So if you go UConn, Houston, Tennessee, Clemson, $100 bet, that's 10,168.
Yep,
Clemson's the long shot in that one.
Yeah, you can't beat that. That's one you throw out there.
If you went just 1s and 2s, like to win this weekend, 1s and 2s, $18.69 on a $100 bet.
Well, you gotta love that. You gotta love that. You gotta love that sweet juice.
I don't know that's never happened though. So.
It doesn't happen often, really. I mean, like I said, this is a one-game tournament. I mean, it's when you're going through a winning you're in, losing you're out. I mean, that is
surprising this year. There really is no. I mean, you've got
North Carolina State.
You got an 11 North Carolina State, but they're not going to win.
Hey, you never know. NC State. I mean, they got hot, man. That's why I picked them too. They were part of my parlay that got me going because they were really a middling team in the ACC, which ACC was loaded this year. I mean, they really were. The ACC was loaded. I mean, and they got hot and they won the ACC tournament.
That's why I like Clemson to come out of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's I said that's going to be a good one. Going to be a good ride. We'll see what's going on. I said that March Madness is going tonight.
I have a baseball parlay I put together for division winners here. Division winners. So I've got Atlanta winning the East. I picked the Cardinals to win the Central. Obviously, I'm being a homer there.
Right.
And I've got the Dodgers winning the West. The Orioles winning the American League East. And then the Tigers winning the Central. And the Mariners winning the West. That $100 bet is worth $24,000.
Oh, I like that.
That's you throw $10 on that. That's still $2,500.
The only one I'd be scared of would be the Mariners.
Actually, that's the long shot on that.
But that's probably what bumped up your juice, really.
It was. And the Tigers.
Yeah.
Tigers and Mariners.
Yeah. The Mariners, I can see the Tigers maybe sliding, but the Mariners, that one really would scare me probably more than anyone as far as probability. But
because the West, I mean, you've got the Astros, and I mean, you've got the Rangers are still good.
The Astros are going 7 years in a row of being in the AL championship game. I mean, 7 years in a row. I mean, Astros have been
sick of them. Sick of them.
Yeah, a lot of people are. Especially here in St. Louis, being an old division rival.
Bring them back to the National League and let's play them.
No, keep their ass over there. Keep their ass. The way they're running that organization right now, I don't think the Cardinals want any part of that.
Wow, that is true.
I don't think the Cardinals want any part of that. Not in the division. No, not in the division. So also make sure you like and subscribe. Add to the comment section there too. Mm-hmm. Make sure, because we want to keep this action going for you. We're going to keep it going all year round. We're going into combine season here now for the NFL. But that's the sport that we really go. That's what we make our hay on. That's what we gamble the most on. That's the sport that we know the best. So combine season's coming around here right now. We got a lot of pro workouts today. Really all week long. We had Caleb Williams, I think, was on Monday. We had Drake May, had his pro day today. We had Jaden Daniels was yesterday. These are the quarterbacks, some of the top quarterbacks coming out here. So, I mean, like, you can't
McCarthy do his too?
McCarthy had his up there. People love him. He's becoming a darling.
Someone said he was going number 4 to Arizona. I see that. Arizona taking
I saw that, but I also saw that they were talking about trading out because that's why Minnesota actually took those. Well, Minnesota actually is eyeing Drake May because Drake May has a relationship with Josh McCown.
Okay.
Josh McCown actually coached him in high school.
All right.
So Drake, they were kind of eyeing them about it. The Vikings are. But I know Arizona possibly would trade out because I think they don't really want to get rid of unless this was the other spin that I heard with that, is that if Minnesota trades Kyler Murray, one of those first-round picks, swaps places with them to go number 4 to get J.J. McCarthy.
Okay.
So that's the other one that I heard. That like, so I mean, and we'll see. You never know. I mean, there's going to be a lot of moving parts, especially anytime you got that many top quarterbacks at the top end of your draft. That's where you're going to see a lot more, most of the draft excitement at this point. So I mean, as far as like the I mean, like plus the pro day workouts. I mean, you don't really get a whole lot off of that outside of Caleb Williams and the pink fingernails and a pink phone and silly shit like that comes out.
We've got about a month till the draft. So
month of the draft in April. I think April 24th for that one.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, we talked about as far as Aaron Donald has retired. You know, we got like I mean, there's.
I seen this one this week. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys said they are not going to work out any kind of contract and just let the contract play out.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do exactly what they did the last contract, and if they do, it's going to kind of screw the Cowboys again. I mean, but Dak knows that he has the organization by the balls. So,
he does.
I mean, really, I mean, that's going to screw them in the long run. The main thing the Cowboys have to focus on is CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. Just got to sew up those two positions. They always draft well. That's one thing I will give the organization. They always draft well. So.
Now, they did switch a roster bonus over to a signing bonus, so they did pick up $4 million in cap space.
But, I mean, they don't have much right now.
They're still on the hook for 55 for Dak.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they're still on the hook for 55 for Dak, and they're still, like, I think, $6 million under the cap right now. It's really all they got. I mean, like, and they got to save money for the rookies to sign.
Yeah, basically, you're saving all that money for your draft.
Well, what you're gonna see is CeeDee Lamb's gonna be restructured. I mean, we're gonna be getting an extension here soon. That's gonna be the first domino to fall. CeeDee Lamb will be getting this extension here really soon. So I mean, as far as
backload that deal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, yeah, they just backload it up, make sure they spread that money out. You know, he'll get some money up front for the signing bonus, and they just kind of keep it moving from there.
What was the other thing I said? Dobbins visited the Chargers today.
Oh, really?
He got cleared for medical clearance from his torn AC or what?
I think he did Achilles too,
wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot of Achilles last year. So yeah,
he visited the Chargers today. I found that interesting. Oh, and Jadeveon Clowney signed with the Panthers.
Oh, he did. Oh, wow, that's a surprise. That's a surprise. The Panthers. I would have thought he would have gone this late in his career with a little bit more of a Super Bowl.
2 for 20. So
okay. Oh, well.
Maybe he just wants that money.
Yeah, get some more of that. Get that money, baby.
Get that money, baby.
Those years are counting down. You only got so many more years to get that money because the life changes once that career is over. It definitely does. You know, so the owners' meeting just wrapped up too at the beginning of this week as well. So
all the rule changes went through, didn't they?
Yeah, so the kickoff actually did go through as far as they're going to move the kickoff forward. They said it's going to be a 1-year trial. So that's probably the biggest one. Where we talked about, I think last week was that the kickoffs. The kicker will still be up at the 35.
Yep.
And they were going to line up everybody. See, and I disagree with that. I think they should have the kicker back to the 25.
Oh, are they going to have him at the 30?
I think it's the 35.
No, I think they're going to
the
team's going to line up at the 35, and then I think the kicker's going to be.
Well, the team's going to be on the opposite 40 of the other team.
Oh, see, I must be confused about it.
Yeah, as far as what I saw the last time, so the team's going to be lined up on the opposite 40.
Yeah, okay, and the kicker will
Director
be
Dave actually put a bracket up on last week's episode. So we had so they're going to be opposite 40, and then the opposite return team is going to be on the 35.
Okay.
So is 35 is where they're kicking off from? Yeah, so that's why
you're still going to get your touchbacks.
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole point. And so for me, that's why I said the one thing I disagree. If you're going to do that kickoff like that, move the kicker back to the 25. Move the kicker back to the 25 because at one point in our lifetime, I'm pretty sure if I remember, the kickoff used to go from the 20. Yeah, it was the 20. My entire life, it was the 20, and all of a sudden they moved
You
back
used to hardly ever see a kicker make it to the end zone.
Oh, because it was tough. I mean,
now they're kicking them through the uprights.
I mean, that's a big boot, man. And you get 15 yards to a professional kicker, of course you got touchbacks left and right. And I get it, you want the safety of the play, but if we're going to do this and add for some more excitement, I would have moved the kicker back a little bit farther. Okay. But we'll see. It's a 1-year trial.
Yeah, they're trying it for a year.
Yeah, 1-year trial. We'll see what happens. Then the other one that was a big controversy was a hip drop tackle. That hip drop tackle where you saw, so like the biggest example we give of that was when Tony Pollard got his leg broken against the 49ers in the year before, not last year, but the year before his playoffs. I mean, and I remember right when that happened, I was like, okay, the Cowboys got no chance in hell because that was the one explosive player they had in their lineup at that time. So, like the hip drop, we'll see how it goes, how it plays out. It's going to be very subjective to
I've heard it both ways from different professional athletes, former football players. Some say it's part of the game, and others say they're glad it's gone because it either ruined their careers or led to something that...
It's a tough, nasty tackle when it happens, but I will tell you that no defender ever is intentionally trying to do that. Or not even trying to make that tackle. at that point, when you're going at that fast of a speed, with that much violence on the field, you're just trying to get the dude down on the ground. And so these guys are any way possible legally they can get him down. So now they basically just took one more way legally for them to take these guys down. So what I'm scared of in that same regard is you might see an uptick in ACLs blown because you're going to have to do a lot of knee diving there now. You're going to see a lot of knee torpedoing because that's what I would do. I mean, if you're
trying to get the guy off his feet.
You can't go to the head anymore, everything like that. I mean, so you're going to see a lot more guys going and sawing knees. I mean, they're going to be sawing knees, and so we'll see what happens when we go, as far as once it gets into live play. But what I did hear was that they weren't necessarily talking about it necessarily being called or flagged. One of the GMs that I heard, I believe it was Brandon Bean, said that they more wanted to have it to where they can go back and actually have the opportunity to find the player for the tackle. So so it wouldn't necessarily be called as much on the field per se.
But like if you did it, hey, guess what? You're gonna lose a little money.
But can you imagine though? So I saw somebody, and this wasn't a hip drop tackle, so it was a very bad example. But somebody posted this on social media. That was a meme somewhere where they said, "Can you imagine the Mike Jones, the tackle against the Tennessee Titans?" But that was not a hip drop tackle.
No, not really.
So people that did they really didn't understand the rule. The people that said that. I mean, so because. That was not a hip drop tackle, but can you imagine a situation like that in a game, and they go save a touchdown, and they go dive to I'm just trying to defend the end zone, not let dude in the end zone, and all of a sudden you get extra play in a Super Bowl. Could you imagine what that happened? Because so say in that Super Bowl, say that it happened, they line up and give him an extra down. Eddie George and Steve McNair from the 1 yard line. I mean, that's a wrap. I mean, so we'll see something. I guess that's some of the fear that we're looking at, as far as what's going to happen as far as like that rule change. And I mean, I think there was a couple of things that weren't like anything of too much significance as far as going forward in the league. So
they changed the trade.
Oh yes, they moved the trade deadline back. I think it's after week 9. I think now. Yeah, they moved the trade deadline back after week 9. Oh, and also we got 2 games on Christmas. Sorry, NBA.
I didn't hear that.
Yes, we got 2 games on Christmas. So basically, all 4 teams are going to play on Christmas. It's a Wednesday this year.
Okay.
So all 4 teams are going to play on Christmas. Are actually going to play on Saturday. And then so they'll have a Saturday on Saturday.
And then they'll have that.
Yeah, so they'll have Saturday games instead of on Sunday, and then they'll play on Christmas Wednesday. So the NFL just keeps moving and raking that money.
Yes, they do.
Sorry about it, NBA. It used to be your holiday. NFL is king, baby. NFL is king. So, man. So, you know what? We got a lot of sports going on in springtime. How the Cardinals doing right now? They still
it is top of the 9th. It is 7-1 Dodgers. They finally got a 3rd hit, though.
Yeah. It's early. I mean, like I said,
it's first game of the season.
First game. I mean, they're out in L.A. I mean, the Dodgers have already played a series against their division rival, the Padres, over in Seoul, Korea. I think the Shohei Ohtani situation has been resolved as far as they're concerned.
Has it been resolved?
He came out and made a statement. Baseball doesn't want to deal with that.
Baseball wants nothing
to deal with that. I mean, he's a poster boy. The dude just got paid $700 million, man. I mean, they're not trying to have that blow up in there. Like, that's the one thing. Usually when baseball's in the news, nationally wise, it's usually never for a good reason.
No, it's
never for a good reason. So let's hope that's not the case for your old Shohei there and the Dodgers. So baseball season's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to opening day next Thursday.
I'm really excited. It'll be my first opening day.
Yeah, we get down there, feel the energy, enjoy the juice. So it's been a blast, brother. You got anything else you want to cover today?
No, that was it. Man, come on, Blues. You still got a chance, baby. It starts tonight against the Flames. You got to win tonight.
All right, I'm going to be in that March Madness action. Just kind of I'll be side-eye watching the Blues here a little bit. But I got a lot of March Madness juice to kind of keep me going for the weekend.
I didn't make it down there.
I did yesterday. I did yesterday morning. I was like, you know what? I had to go downtown anyway. So I was like, screw it, let's go down. So come on, Missouri. So we'll have to keep doing this shit.
Yeah, that's
driving over there.
ridiculous.
So it's on the ballot on this November coming up. So come on, people, get your votes out. Kansas City, they're driving over to Kansas. St. Louis people are driving over to Illinois. Stop giving away our tax money here, baby. Let's get this shit done.
We need to fix some roads and bridges.
Well, yeah, goddamn right, shit. Or boats too, man. Make sure it don't happen what happened in Baltimore, man. That's some scary shit.
Yes, it was.
Man, so we'll keep this train rolling for you all season long, year long, baby, because we want to make sure you guys keep you informed on sports-wise. Any type of bets we see that we like and enjoy. We don't bet as frequently as we do in the NFL, but we see some things we like March Madness. The juice is too good to pass up.
Yep.
So we're just going to keep that shit rolling. Shouts out to True on the Track. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's keep this party rolling. Peace.